Welcome back. In the last class, we were discussing about the second method for converting single entry details into a double entry system, and it is known as conversion method, where you have to find out some of the important missing figures. And for finding out those missing figures, you have to prepare some ledger accounts. And within that, we have learned about how to find the closing balance of a debtors or credit sales. Especially debtors account is prepared to find out credit sales. We have learned about that. Let us discuss some of the other ledger accounts that has to be prepared so as to find the missing figures. Next one, total creditors. Previously we learned in detail regarding total debtors account. Let us discuss about how to prepare a total creditors account. Total creditors account is prepared especially to find out credit purchases during the period. Just like the total debtors account also, in this case, in almost all the questions or cases, you will be preparing total creditors account so as to identify credit purchase. Sometimes in the question you may prepare a total creditors account to identify any of the missing figures. So let us discuss further about that. Just like the total sales, here also you need to identify total purchases, because in the trading account you need to consider cash purchases as well as credit purchases. Cash purchases can be obtained from, means details of the amount can be obtained from cash book, whereas credit purchases can be identified by preparing total creditors account. This is the format of a total creditors account. It is almost similar to the total debtors account, only the items that comes to the opposite sides. See, it begins with opening balance, it closes with closing balance. This account is especially prepared to identify credit purchases. Sometimes credit purchases may be given in the question. In that case, you have to prepare total creditors account to identify either closing balance of the creditors or any payments made to the creditors. That depends upon the nature of the question. In the adjustments itself, you can identify that what the question demands. Let us discuss regarding the adjustment cases during the computation or practical case. Right now, let us discuss how to prepare a total creditors account and how we can identify credit purchases during a financial year. So just go through the account. It consists of debit side, credit side. Debit side includes all those items or transactions that leads to decrease in the amount of creditors, whereas the items in the credit side are those transactions that increases the creditors or the amount of creditors or the amount of liability of the business. So that is the main logic regarding how to record the transactions. See, whenever the cash is paid to creditors, it will be shown on the debit side. I hope you know the journal entries with regard to that. If you have any queries, go through the notes or theoretical aspects of the +1 +2 text. If you have any queries, contact me. Debit side, to bills payable. Whenever we accept a bill, creditors will be reduced, so it will be written here. When discount received from creditors, any allowances received from creditors, any return outward. Return outward means purchases returns. It's the other name of purchases returns. To transfer to or from debtors. Sometimes the creditors, one point of time, the creditors may become the debtors. That is, if we might have borrowed some money or some goods from creditors, and in return you might have sold the goods for some other transaction to the same creditors. So the creditors had automatically changed to debtors. We will discuss regarding that cases during the practical case. Anyway, I am explaining the concept. Here the closing balance is creditors, and in the right hand side or the credit side, opening balances, credit purchases during the year, and bills payable dishonored. So this is a typical format of a total creditors account. So let us discuss an example, then you will get a clear picture. From the following data, calculate total purchases during 2016. Details are given below. Creditors 1/1/2016. I hope you know what is the meaning of 1/1/2016. Next one, creditors 31/12/2016. So from the date itself you can easily identify what is meant by opening, what is the closing. cash paid to creditors, bills payable given, returns outward, discount received, cash purchases. So let us prepare a total creditors account on the base of the details available in the question. So this is how an account is paid. Let us begin with opening as well as closing balance because it is directly given in the question. So opening balance is 15,400. Since creditors account is a liabilities item, the opening balance will begin in the credit side. So balance brought down. That is the meaning of B bar D. 15,400, and the closing creditors is 24,700. It is shown here to balance CD. CD means carried forward. 24,700. Next, cash paid to creditors. So whenever a cash is paid to creditors, the entry will be creditors account debtor to cash. So creditors account debtor to cash. So to cash 12,000. Next one, when bills payable given. Bills payable given mean whenever you are accepting a bill. Whenever you are accepting a bill, a new liability is formed. That is in the form of bills payable, and at the same time creditors is reduced because we have drawn a bill from creditors for the amount which we are liable to pay back to the creditors. So that is known as bills payable 9,000. Next one, return outward, that is purchase as a return, that is a reduction in the amount of liability towards creditors 3,200, discount received 900, and finally cash purchases. Do we have to record cash purchases in this account? No, because total creditors account is mainly for writing down any transactions with the creditors. But here cash purchases doesn't have any relation with the creditors. So let us balance this account. If you go through the amounts of the both sides, you can see that this debit side has the highest value. So write down the total of the debit side in both the columns, 49,800, 49,800. So if you go through the amounts of the credit side, you can see that there is a shortage of certain amount. So the balance or the difference amount can be considered as credit purchase. So this is how you have to identify the credit purchases during the year. If credit purchases is given in the question, make sure opening balance and closing balance is there. We will discuss regarding further adjustment during the practical or essay question time. Right now just understand the concept. So this is how you have to prepare. So from main practical problems onwards, you have to prepare total debtors, total creditors, and some more ledger accounts in almost all the questions. So kindly familiarize all the items that appear in an account, because you have to prepare this account in almost all the cases. So these are the details with regard to total creditors. And finally, don't forget, once you prepare the account, you have got credit purchases, but you need to identify total purchases during the year. So total purchases during the year is cash purchase plus credit purchase. Cash purchase is already there, 12,500. Credit purchase we have computed, so the amount is 46,900. I hope you have understand the concept. So familiarize the format, understand the concept. So right now we have completed two types of ledgers, that is total debtors account, total creditors account. Next we are going to learn is preparation of bills receivable account. It is yet another important ledger account that has to be prepared in order to identify the missing figures. Just like the situations in case of total debtors and creditors, bills receivable account may be prepared to identify any of the missing figures. Because in debtors we are preparing mainly to identify credit sales, and creditors account is prepared to identify credit purchase. But in case of bills receivable account, there is no specification regarding which item has to be found out. If anything is missing, usually it will be opening item or closing item. Any of the items may be missing. That depends upon the nature of the question. Anyway, the pattern will be the same. So bills receivable account is prepared to identify the transaction regarding various bills and so as to identify any of the missing figures relating to the transactions of bill. This is a format of a bills receivable account. We all know bills receivable account is an asset. So the opening balance will be in the debit side. After that, to debtors. The debtors means whenever a bill is created, it will be shown in the debit side, and in the credit side, whenever cash is received, that bill receivable account will be reduced. When cash and discount is there, in case of a discounting of bill, by debtors whenever a bill is dishonored, and by creditors whenever we settle any liability towards the creditors by providing the bill. Here by creditors or endorsing of bill means I am liable to a person A, that is because I have borrowed 1000 rupees from A, and at the same time a person B he has to pay rupees 1000 to me. So I got an agreement with B and drawn out a bill agreeing with B, that is B has to pay such and such amount, that is 1000 rupees to me on specific date. So I have prepared a bill with the person B, and at the beginning I have mentioned that I am liable to pay to a certain person A rupees 1000. So instead of paying cash to person A, I can give this bill to the creditors so that my liability to the person A is cleared, because that bill has a value of receiving 1000 from person B. So instead of person B giving amount to me, it can be transferred to creditors. That is the meaning of endorsing of bill. Usually in the question you may come across any of the items of the adjustments. Anyway, this account is mainly prepared to identify closing balance, or if the closing balance and opening balance is given, any of the individual items that may be missing has to be ascertained. So let us write down a case. From the following data, ascertain the closing balance of bills receivable balance as on 31/12/2016. Bills receivable as on 1/1/2016, 22,000. Bills receivable received during the year is 23,000. Cash realized on bills receivable 4,000. Bills receivable discounted with bankers 6,000. Bills receivable dishonored 3,400. Bill receivable endorsed to creditors 4,500. So these are the items with regard to the bill transactions. So let us prepare the account. In the question, opening balance is given. So first of all, let us write down the opening balance. To balance brought down 22,000. See, opening balance. Next one, bills receivable received during the year. That is, some amount has been received. So whenever an amount is received because of a bill, the transfer entry is cash account debtor to bills receivable. So in the bill receivable account, we will write down as by cash. See, 4,000. Next one, bill receivable discounted with bankers 6,000. So we have discounted this bill with the bank. So 6,000. Next one, bill receivable dishonored. Dishonored means whenever a bill which was agreed by the bill debtors was dishonored, means cancelled or any sort, it was incomplete. So bill dishonored 3,400. Bill dishonored. Bills receivable endorsed to creditors 4,500. I have mentioned about the meaning of endorse. So by taking the total, you can see that this side is more, so 45,000 is shown in both sides. And if you go through the amount here, if you add together all these four amounts, you will not get 45,000. There is some amount missing or difference is there. So that amount is considered as the closing balance. See, in this case, closing balance was to be found out. So this is how you have to deal with a preparation of a bill receivable account. So right now we have completed how to find the missing figures in case of a debtors account, how to find the missing figures in case of a creditors account, and how to find the missing figures in case of bills receivable account. I hope you have understand the concept. If you have any queries, please let me know. Next one, bills payable account. This is almost the opposite of bills receivable account. Here the bills payable, bill payable is occurred through an agreement between the businessman and the creditors. Whenever a bills payable is created, the creditors is reduced. So they are prepared. Bills payable account is almost similar to bills receivable account. Usually it may be prepared to find the closing balance, or opening or closing balance is given in the question. You have to find any of the missing figures. So the format of the bills payable account is like this. Since it is a liability item, it is opening balance is in the credit side and the closing balance is in the debit side. Usually this will be the missing figure. This will be, depends upon the question. If opening and closing is given, any of these three items has to be found out. So to cash paid, whenever a cash is paid, it is shown on the debit side. To creditors, whenever bills payable dishonored, and whenever a bill is accepted, it is shown on the credit side. So let us deal with the case study, then we will get a clear picture. From the following particulars, ascertain the amount of bill payable as on 31/12/2016. Opening balance is given. Bills payable given to creditors. Cash paid on account of bills payable. Bills payable dishonored. So these are the items. So let us write down the available informations. Opening balance is 26,000. It is written here. Bills payable given to creditors. So whenever a bills payable is given to creditors, it is by creditors 19,000. Next one, cash paid on account of bills payable. You have paid any liability with regard to bills payable. So whenever you pay for your bills payable amount is reduced. So cash account up to bills payable account up to cash. So to cash 12,000. And next one, bills payable dishonored. So it is also an item in the debit side, and we have recorded all the items. So take the totals of these two sides. I hope this right side is having the biggest value. So write down the biggest value in both the columns. 45,000, 45,000. Here there is only 12,000 and 5,000, 17,000. Still some amount is missing. So we can assume that the difference amount is the closing balance of bills payable during the year. So this is how you have to prepare a bills payable account on the basis of details available in the question. And remember, we have learned the total debtors account, total creditors account, bills payable account, and bills receivable. So in almost all the cases, the account has to be prepared, and there is a trick for remembering whether you have to prepare the account or not. In the question, is if any of these four items, that is debtors, creditors, bills payable, and bills receivable, if any of the opening or closing balances with regard to any of these four items is mentioned in the question, definitely you have to prepare the account. So just go through all the four formats which we have learned, familiarize each of the formats, and understand the cases which we have learned. I hope you have understand everything. Let us go to the next one. Things to remember. So here right now we are going to discuss some of the important aspects which you have to keep in mind before we go further into the practical cases. These are some of the basic rules you might have known, or if you have forgot, or if you are haven't heard about it, this is the time. Make sure to familiarize each of the points which we are going to discuss. So first one, How to find final capital? We have learned about preparation of statement of affairs, that is opening statement of affairs, closing statement of affairs right now. And during the computation cases, in one of the cases we have prepared a final statement of affair in one question and a balance sheet, final balance sheet in case of another question. So in that, during the preparation of a final accounts, just like the final statement of affair or a balance sheet, you need to write down the amount of capital in the liability side of the balance sheet. It is an important one, but simply posting a certain amount as capital in the balance sheet is not a easy aspect, because recording the amount of capital in the balance sheet is a tricky one, because you need to adjust some of the items in the question or in the adjustments or in the computation in order to write down the final capital that has to be shown in the balance sheet. So this is the format. Familiarize this format, and during the practical cases and essay questions we will discuss with the examples. In every question there will be opening capital and closing capital. We know that we have done numerous cases. So opening capital will be there. So we will begin with opening capital. You will add net profit during the year. Net profit means net profit which you have identified from the preparation of trading profit and loss. In almost all the cases net profit will be the result, but we can't surely say that it will be a profit situation. Sometimes you may come across a question where you will come up with the result of net loss. So in that case you have to less net loss. So if it is a net profit, you have to add with the opening capital. Okay, once you add net profit, next you have to adjust is additional capital. Additional capital means you need to add additional capital, and if any additional capital is introduced during the year, it may be given in the question. So just go through the question very thoroughly and wisely. So if there is any additional capital, add with the opening capital. If there is any interest on capital, sometimes you have to pay interest for the capital invested in the business. It may be specified in the question. If there is such sort of amount, that is interest on capital paid during the year, it will be given in the adjustments. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I hope you know what is meant by interest on capital. Whenever interest on capital is given in the adjustments, you need to add along with opening capital. And regarding how to find interest on capital, in one of the case we have discussed about this opening and additional capital. Opening plus additional capital means in the opening there will be a certain 10,000 rupees. If for example I was running a business, in the beginning I invested 10,000 rupees, and after 6 months I again invested 5,000 rupees. So what is the interest on capital invested by me during the year? So let us assume that interest on capital may be 10%. So 10,000 rupees was the initial investment, so 10,000 into 10%. But there was an additional investment of 5,000. So 5,000 into 10%, okay, fine. But remember, for initial 10,000 you can provide full interest, but for 5,000 you need not have to provide full interest. It has to be provided for the 6 months. Don't worry about this 6 months case or 1 year case. Don't worry about it. We will discuss with an examples during an essay case. Right now just understand, when there is interest on capital, add with opening capital. So right now net profit, additional capital and interest on capital. Once you added all these three items, you have to deduct drawings during the year, and the resulting amount will be the final capital. This amount has to be shown in the balance sheet. That is the procedure. I hope you have learned about this in your +1 classes, preparation of final accounts. Anyway, I am just refreshing your previous materials. So this is how you have to prepare a format to find out the final capital. I'm just discussing this case, don't worry. During the practical cases we have to do a lot of questions regarding the preparation of opening capital. That time we will discuss about it, but right now just familiarize these formats. Instead of hearing those formats during a practical case for the first time, try to remember the format right down. So this is how you have to prepare a final capital. Next one, how to find net purchases and net sales. We have learned about cash purchases, cash sales, credit purchases, credit sales. So what is the meaning of net purchases and net sales? It's very simple. Net purchases means total purchase, or otherwise known as cash purchase plus credit purchase minus any returns. Any returns means purchase returns. So that is known as net purchases. During the preparation of final accounts, you have to find net purchases instead of total purchase. Next one, net sales. Again the same scenario, cash sales plus credit sales, otherwise known as total sales minus sales returns. So this is another equation for finding out net purchases and net sales. So how to find actual debtors? How to find actual debtors? Actual debtors means total debtors minus bad debts minus new provision minus discount. Here the actual debtors means just like the capital that has to be shown in the balance sheet, we have to show the actual debtors in the balance sheet, otherwise known as final debtors in the balance sheet. So how we are going to find out means closing debtors or the total debtors minus bad debts minus new provision minus discount. Just familiarize the equation. We will discuss these cases during the practical situation. I hope you have learned about this equation in your previous classes. Just remember the equation, and I will explain about the total debtors, bad debts, new provision and discount during the practical case. Next one, how to find bad debts. Okay, fine. Here we have learned mentioned about bad debts. So how we are going to find bad debts? Bad debts means during the preparation of trading profit and loss account, you have to prepare or you have to find out the bad debts during the year. Bad debts during the year, that is known as how to find bad debts. For that also there is a short pattern, just like the capital computation, there is a short pattern for bad debts computation also. Bad debts, it will be a amount given in the question or a trial balance. Since it is a single entry system, there is no trial balance. You need to add any bad debts during the year. So you may think that why this bad debt and this one. This is the bad debt that was actually recorded as per the books. This is the bad debt that may be created during the year after preparing the accounts. That is, it will be an amount shown in the adjustments. I hope you know what is the meaning of adjustments. Any additional information that is occurred or created after the preparation of account, that is known as bad debts during the year. It will be given in the adjustments, not in the statements or any of the formats. Next, you need to add new provision. New provision has to, sometimes new provision has to be found out on the base of closing debtors balance. We are not going to discuss that advanced cases. We will discuss that during the practical case. Anyway, remember bad debts, add bad debts during the year, it will be given in the adjustments or additional information. Next one, new provision, it is also given in the adjustment or additional information. Once you add these two amounts with bad debt, you have to deduct any old provision made during the year, and after adjusting all these items you will get the correct bad debts during the period. So this is the format for finding out the bad debts. Usually in the question you need not have to prepare all these items. I am just trying to bring out all the items that might occur in a question. So these are the formats you have to be familiarized. Sometimes you may find it confusing because without the names and items, how we are going to remember all these? Okay, fine. Anyway, understand the concept. If you have learned about the final accounts thoroughly in your plus 1 classes, plus 2 classes, you may remember these equations. Otherwise, don't worry. During the essay questions or preparation of trading profit and loss account balance sheet, we will discuss in detail all these items. So instead of hearing those computations for the first time during the problem case, I was trying to make an idea about each individual items. We will discuss about further some of the important things that has to be kept in mind in the next session. Until now, just go through all these items, familiarize each of the equations and patterns and accounts which we have discussed today. If you have any queries, please let me know. We will discuss about the further aspects in the next session.